on the road in conference play this season, but one of those losses in Nacogdoches near the beginning of the conference slate. Nicholls with the ball first.
As expected, Stephen F. Austin and their patented tough half-court defense. How about that, partner? Great start, great pass.
And besides Peters getting a rare start, Lafayette Rutledge as well, just his 6th start of the season, his 92nd third of the year. That's 3 a game. That's pretty good. Ty Charles looks to answer and does.
Boy, what a big bucket for Ty Charles, another one of the outstanding seniors on this Stephen F. Austin team. He's been doing it for 4 years. You can see he is fired up and ready to go.
To the rim, there's Peters and what he can do. A tremendous slasher that off the mark. Here come the Jackson Charles. Pass too hard for Gilmore, a turnover.
Well, Peters, you can see his quickness right there, David. He got a quick first step, and he just goes even faster after that. You can see Richie Riley on that far sideline, jacket already off. Southland Conference Coach of the Year, working as hard as his players early here tonight.
Young man, just 35 years old. Javon Powell wearing number 2 with the basketball. Here's Peters. Kevon Harris assigned to him. 7 to shoot. Peters right by him to the rim. 0 for 2 from the floor.
Great moves by Peters. He's just not rewarding himself with the finish. He did the hard part.
Pass tip, still Lumberjack basketball.
Well, both these coaches up and active on the sideline. Kyle Keller clapping his hands hard for his team.
81-64, the Lumberjack win back on January 3rd. Colonels really weren't in it from the outset. 8 to shoot. Charles around to Leon Gilmore screen. To the rim, too long.
Well, both ball clubs a little overly excited, making great quick moves to the basket, just not getting the finishes.
Peters won't shoot the outside shot much, and we've seen how capable he is driving to the rim. Now Connett picks him up.
Well, a lot of interest by the pros in this young man with the basketball. A great player, Roddy Peters.
Kamani Jackson. I think Holyfield got the tip from behind, and then Holyfield to the floor, tipping it to Connett. Kamani Jackson picks up the foul, the first for either team. Yeah, and Connett gets up limping.
Yeah, he sure does, and he gets up angry. He's very frustrated over that foul. You know, he's got some tender legs, tender knees. You can see all the medical attention that he has on those legs.
He will come out, and Aaron Augustin takes his place, 5'11 sophomore from Sewanee, Georgia. Yeah. Off the bench, team leader in assists.
Yeah, a youngster with the basketball. He was first team all defense in the Southland Conference this year. Great competitor, super quick and strong.
Charles, his second 3.
How about that? That youngster from Kennedale, Texas was highly, highly recruited coming out of high school. Has overcome some tough injuries in his career as a Lumberjack, but he looks ready to play tonight.
Peters over Augustin, now 0 for 3 from the floor.
All good shots for Peters, just not getting the finishes.
Inside Holyfield, foul by Powell.
A great post up by Holyfield. I love to see players that work hard to gain an advantage. You can see Holyfield right here holding his position. Did a nice job. Got that drop step with the right leg to draw the foul. Both ball clubs moving as quick as we expected. A lot of speed and quickness at every position on the floor tonight.
Lower seeded team since 2014. Found this amazing. 4-27 here at the tournament in Katy, but SFA not your typical lower seed. They are here tonight, but 14-4 in conference play, 26-6 on the year.
TJ Holyfield at the line, a 76% free throw shooter, knocking down 2 out of 2. Youngster, just a junior. You'll watch him tonight. He'll guard on the perimeter. He'll be post defense. He can go all over defensively.
Peters draws the whistle this time and will go to the line.
See Kyle Keller in his bright blue suit over there, trying to help his team figure out how to stop this quick, explosive moves to the basket by Roddy Peters, newcomer of the year. Good look at Kyle Keller, one of the nicest guys in the business. Great coach, has a terrific resume. Former head coach at Tyler Junior College. Came to Stephen F. Austin right from the Texas A&M campus, where he helped Billy Kennedy get that program back on track.
Peters was a 5-star recruit coming out of the Washington, D.C. area. Played at Maryland his freshman year and transferred to South Florida. Scored 10 points a game for the Bulls before getting injured. Signed with Nicholls June 2016. Took a year off before his 1-year in Thibodeau.
What's interesting, his first game as a college player was against a Southland Conference team. At Maryland, he played against Abilene Christian in his first game ever. Oh, good move to the bucket. You got to like that. Gilmore stepped to meet the pass, saw a little crack in the Colonel defense and kept going.
Powell has picked up his second in the early going. Member of the All-Southland Conference defensive team, Javon Powell, 10 points a game. Mention his prowess from beyond the arc, and Richie Riley will have to take him out early as Leon Gilmore III is at the line, 66% on the year.
Didn't get the good follow-through on that release that time for Gilmore. 66% free throw shooter. Both these teams are good from the charity stripe now. Stephen F. Austin, 71%, and Nicholls, 72% on the year.
And Nicholls goes bigger. The 6-foot Powell out. The 6'7", 235-pound junior from Grenada, Daniel Regis, wearing number 24, replaces him. Catch and shoot, Lafayette Rutledge. Javon Harris skies for the rebound.
I like the way Rutledge moved to get open for that shot.
Colonels have lost their last 10 against SFA. Their last win, January 16th, 2010.
Well, they're certainly not alone in that category.
No. Gilmore, the high archer, his first field goal.
Boy, nice face up by Gilmore. Got the pass on the perimeter, saw nobody was close, just jumped up and drilled it.
Peters over Harris, his first field goal himself.
There you go. How about that kiss off the glass, moving quick to his left.
Marlon Veal for Southeastern at a career-high 29 in the win for the Lions in our first game. It feels like Peters may need to get around that mark. Off the Gilmore miss, Kevin Johnson, the freshman, to the rim. Jackson, the rebound, and he's fouled. Strong start for the team that's won 3 of the last 4 Southland Conference titles. The man who has championship hardware, Ty Charles, 2 threes in the early going.
What does it mean to be Southland strong?
It's not just big wins.
It's success in the classroom
and being engaged with service,
family, passion,
integrity,
overcoming adversity,
hard work and dedication,
bettering people around you,
striving for excellence,
leadership and competition
on our campuses
and in our communities.
We are
Southland strong.
I've loved the outdoors my entire life, I think. I love being outside, experiencing nature. I'm Dr. Matthew McGroom, Professor of Forest Hydrology at SFA. What separates our forestry and environmental science students is that they're willing to go beyond the passion and turn it into action. Our thinking is, let's figure out the problem and let's look for a solution. My job is to ensure that lumberjacks make great foresters, one lumberjack at a time.
David Salzman, Jim Haller with you. Our second and final semifinal of the night. Southeastern, the top seeds, knocking off Sam Houston State earlier, 89-79. Lumberjacks 3 of 5 in the early going. SFA leading Nicholls 11-7.
Well, both ball clubs playing very well under this intense pressure. Just one turnover on each team here in the first 5 minutes of tonight's ball game. No one man is going to stop Peters going to the basket.
Holyfield helps out, leading shot blocker for the Jacks with the swat and to the rim. Shannon Bogues, the junior from Killeen, Texas, all-conference player, goes to the line.
Yeah, let's take a look at this block again by T.J. Holyfield. You wonder why guys get named by the coaches to the all-defensive team? There's a reason right there. Great anticipation by Holyfield coming from the offside on the block.
Roddy Peters, usually the spark plug off the bench for Nicholls. Not tonight with Tavon Sadler injured for the Colonels. But Shannon Bogues has been a spark plug for SFA off the bench. 15 points a game, 81% from the line this year.
That's pretty impressive. Young transfer out of McLennan Community College in Waco coming into the program. Not starting yet, gets picked to the second team all-conference squad by the conference coaches.
Kyle Keller says, give this man space and let him go. And that's what he did on the drive, drawing the foul.
You know, you mentioned Tavon Sadler being out with injury. Let me just give you an example of what that means to the Nicholls team. You go from 6'6" Sadler to 6 foot Rutledge, 16 points to 10 points per game, and 7 rebounds to 1 rebound average. That's giving up a lot that the Colonels have to overcome with Sadler out of the lineup because of injury.
Suffered the knee injury, second to last game of the regular season at Northwestern State last week of February. Kevin Johnson, freshman from Thibodaux, where Nicholls is located, finds Rutledge off the mark from the corner.
Well, nice defense by Canet that time on the shooter. Came out under control.
Holyfield gets Jackson up in the air. Missed the shot at the rim. Knocked out of bounds by Samali Niemanen to his own protest of the call by Rod Dixon.
That was a good move by Holyfield. Made the good ball fake on the baseline, but lost his balance a little bit on that shot attempt.
Johnson gets inside Bogues.
Well, what a quick move by Johnson. He and Peters are a handful to guard going to the bucket.
If no one gets on Bogues in transition, he'll do that all night.
Well, Bogues is a great athlete now. He may be a better athlete than he is a pure basketball player. We're seeing evidence of that right there, just blowing by a very quick and fast Nicholls Colonels team. Great speed. The Stephen F. Austin coaching staff wants him to be more aggressive. He certainly showed it right there, listening to his coach as well.
Peters picks up the foul. Chance for SFA to go up 8. Seventh straight semifinal appearance in Katy for the Jacks, and they're off to the hot start tonight.
Well, their defense, if they can stop Peters on penetration, they will have had a milestone victory on the defensive end.
Bogues gets the steal and then fouled by Regis.
Now, great team defense right there. You saw on the penetration, they jumped into the passing lane on the kick out. Take a look right here. You can see the terrific play stepping into the passing lane by Bogues.
16 fouls already for Richie Riley's squad, 6 minutes in.
Nice job by Canet. See him playing the point guard at 6'4". He plays all over the floor. That's what makes this Stephen F. Austin team so good. Such versatility.
Bogues hangs in the air, off the mark. And the foul on Niemanen going over the back of Peters.
Well, just the third team foul on SFA. 6 already on Nicholls.
Colonels are 2 of 10 from the floor in the early going.
Well, they depend so much, David, on penetration to the basket. And Stephen F. Austin all of a sudden has stopped that.
Niemanen guards Peters here. Peters waves Raji Lyons off. Will fire the 3.
Well, a little quick. There wasn't much movement in their offense that time.
Wild drive. Charles off the mark, and here come the Colonels. Rutledge from 28. Lyons the rebound. Colonels remain ice cold from the floor. Then Canet gets the block. Rutledge picks it up. Lyons, another miss.
A good effort on the part of the Colonels, but just could not get it down.
Left open, Charles. Would have been his third three.
Well, both teams taking quick shots right now, not trying to get much movement in their offense.
Kevin Johnson, nice feed inside and a foul.
How about that no-look pass by Johnson? I liked it. Knew right where his teammate was on the block.
First foul on Gilmore, SFA's fourth.
Good to see Connett back on the floor and moving well after he got fouled early and hurt those already tender legs and knees of his.
Nicholls has missed their last 7 shots. They're now 2 of 15.
Well, when you miss 7 shots in a row, easy to see why you're down by 8 early in the night's ball game.
Perhaps they're fortunate to just be down 8.
Well, Kyle Keller down there crouched like a catcher.
Peters gets by John Como. Short on the finish. Holyfield onto the shot. Outlet pass. Gilmore.
How about that transition game by the Lumberjacks here tonight? Great speed and quickness on display. We thought they were fast last night. Watch this. Take a look at Gilmore running the floor. 6'6". Who makes the pass? Ivan Connett. Getting the ball up the floor to Gilmore, drawing the foul. Has a chance now to put the Lumberjacks up by 10.
Kevin Johnson's first foul, and the Jacks are in the bonus already. 17 fouls on the 2-seed Colonels.
I mentioned on his first attempt, Gilmore just a 66% shooter, just a little short. Looks straight, just hitting the front of that rim. John Como on the floor now for Stephen F. Austin. Another quick point guard type. In for Augustin, who was a first-team all-defensive performer. Look at Como get down. Said, bring it on.
Powell back in with 2 fouls. Peters on the bench. Powell. Tough pass. Saved by Rutledge. Johnson to the rim. 2 free throws. Kennett picks up his first.
Well, good movement that time. You see what happens when you get the players and the ball moving. Good things are going to happen. Makes that Stephen F. Austin defense work a little harder.
Glass half empty. You really are lamenting the Colonel shooting in the early going. Glass half full. Colonel fans saying, our team's 2 of 16 from the floor, just down 9.
Now let's have one more.
2?
Make that 2 more plans.
Sweetie?
Let us help with your plan.
We can do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
Drivers, start your engine!
Ready for the start of a new season to the green flag in St. Petersburg.
Green flag, green flag.
A newly designed Indy car hits the streets of St. Pete.
Go, 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 go.
As the next wave of open-wheel prodigies take to the streets against IndyCar's legends. The countdown to the Indy 500 begins here.
Great job, great job.
The Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, Sunday at 12:30 Eastern on ABC.
Champ Week. You know what you're gonna get. The full range of hoops glory, guaranteed. Champ Week continues this weekend on ESPN.
We are rockets pointed up at the stars. We are billions of beautiful hearts.
We are inspired by women who have risen.
What about
With us, there are no limits. The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship.
3 holes, where moments are counted in more than strokes, and the memories surround us like the wind. Amen Corner, and for all who enter, say a prayer at the Masters.
Our soccer. Atlanta United versus DC United, Sunday on ESPN.
I was sliding in the lamb with the power guy. Hey, hey, hey.
It's not who you pick, it's where you pick. And this top seed is a lock. The #1 bracket game in the land. ESPN Tournament Challenge. Follow your bracket and get the latest tournament news from anywhere. Sign up at ESPN.com/bracket.
cities. 2 college hoops experts, the ultimate tournament road trip, in pursuit of a never-been-done-before challenge. Land Rover, above and beyond.
My father sacrificed himself to help save the world.
They're back. This is your chance to make things right.
I'm gonna make my dad proud. It doesn't matter where you came from. This is our time to make a difference. Fire everything you got!
Rated PG-13.
It can matter. Roddy Peters back on the floor. Colonel's last conference tournament title, 20 years ago, 1998. Powell, the floater.
You mentioned that last tournament title in '98. I actually worked that game. It was in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Nicholls went 15-1 in the regular season under head coach Ricky Broussard, who the Colonels named their home court after earlier this season. Kevon Harris for 3, and Nicholls is now down a dozen.
I might mention I did have hair in that game.
Nicholls hasn't scored in almost 5 minutes. There's just no movement.
No, and that's what's happened to him there. Stephen F. Austin starts cutting off those passing lanes, and they get in a panic mode.
Offensive foul. Kamani Jackson called for his second.
Yeah, Ty Charles and Roddy Peters tangled up down there under the baseline. 2 great competitors. You know, we talked earlier about Nicholls only being 2 of 16. 5 of those 16 have been 3-point attempts, of which they're only 1 out of 5. Good look at Richie Riley there on our screen as he was pacing the sideline. Southland Conference Coach of the Year.
He's imploring his team to match SFA's energy. 9 to shoot.
Look at that, reversing sides of the floor with a long pass. Good ball movement, perfect spacing.
Connect way off. Shot clock about to expire. Harris off the mark, and SFA will get a fresh 30.
Well, that was a great offensive possession by Stephen F. Austin. May not have resulted in a quick basket, but great movement, basketball and players.
All smiles for SFA so far. Kyle Keller telling us, coming in here to Katie from Nacogdoches, a loose, confident group, 14-4 in conference play, and lately they've been dominant, mostly leading at halftime by double digits the last 6 weeks. Holyfield way off. Here comes Peters. Euro step to the hoop, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, he's got great speed and is using it very, very well, but he's getting a little bit out of control on several situations here in the first half.
Draws the second foul on Kennett. Peters 75% for the line this season. Attempt number 198 on the year from the stripe right there.
Well, that shows how active he is when he's right there at the 200 mark on free throws attempted.
Richie Riley has some big fellas to go to. It's legend Robertson, 7'1", 280-pound senior from London, England. Came with Richie Riley from Clemson, where Riley was an assistant before making his way to Thibodeau.
Exceptionally big body. Let's see how he moves in there against this quick-moving Stephen F. Austin offensive attack. They average 82 points per game.
And Robertson, no surprise, Nicholls leader in blocks. From the free throw line, Charles. Peters the rebound.
I just love it the way SFA moves different personnel to different positions at different times.
Peters pulls up, and the whole team remains ice cold.
You know, I keep saying he's a 52% shooter. He's going to get his rhythm going here before long, but right now he's just out of sync.
Live pass, Holyfield, and a whistle blows.
Well, how about those hands by Holyfield going up right between two black-shirted Colonel defenders?
They get Javon Powell for his 3rd foul in the first half.
Now look at Holyfield going up right there. Great hands. Physical game so far, being officiated well. We've got a good crew working here tonight. Rod Dixon, Jeff Malum, and Pat Bay.
Powell will light that one back. He's got his big 7'1" center, Robertson, right there to try to block the shot.
Nice follow through. Beautiful release by TJ Holyfield.
Powell comes out, and Ricciarelli goes big again with Regis checking in.
Youngster had an opportunity to go to a lot of different colleges and chose SFA from Albuquerque, New Mexico. His older brother was a 4-year starter at Sam Houston State.
Already feels like Holyfield's been in an SFA uniform for about 8 years.
Yep, it does. There's been one in the league for that long.
He'll be back in Nacogdoches next year. Rutledge from up top. Foul, and it'll be on Nicholls. Robertson was on his way to grab the rebound, but Regis will be called for the hold. It's free throws. Lumberjacks are in the double bonus. Regis is second.
Now Stephen F. Austin so far here tonight with 8:55 to go in the first half. Just a half step quicker than the Colonels in every phase of the game. Good look at Kyle Keller. Just a terrific coach. Has his team peaking at the right time.
SFA shooting 33%, 5 of 15. But Nicholls has missed their last 12. They're 2 for 20. And a chance to go up 13. That's awfully good talent, Kevon
Well,
Harris.
they've missed, obviously, some shots they should make, but you've got to give the SFA a credit defensively for causing a lot of that trouble.
Biggest lead, 13 for the 3rd seed.
You know, SFA on the year is a 49% field goal shooting team, so this is unusual for them not to shoot any better than they are here tonight. If they were shooting their average, they'd be up by 20.
Nicholls, top scoring team in the league coming in, 83 a game. Peters, strong move. Holyfield wins the battle, gets the block.
You think they know where number 23 is at all times? He may get the quick first step advantage, but there's somebody coming to meet him every time.
And the ball gets back into the hands of Charles, who has 8.
Well, Todd Charles hit those 2 threes early in the ball game to give Stephen F. Austin an early advantage, and nice job on the glass there.
No surprise, the crowd advantage to the fans in purple cheering on SFA. 15-point lead. 24-9. Ty Charles, the hot start.
And number on the back is... Yeah, I'm gonna have to call you back.
We understand people lose things.
Here you go, Sarah. Hold on to this one.
Thank you.
Sarah?
So at TD Bank, you can replace a lost debit card instantly.
Yep, that's mine.
Don't just bank, bank human.
The let's have one more.
2?
Make that 2 more plans.
Sweetie?
Let us help with your plan.
We can do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
We are rockets pointed up at the stars. We are billions of beautiful hearts.
We are inspired by women who have risen.
What about
With us, there are no limits. the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship.
Cassidy Barrios, Southland Conference Women's Player of the Year. Shot block as time expired earlier today. Nicholls over A&M Corpus Christi 61-59 on to the semifinals. Let's go to Randy McElvoy.
Hey guys, down here by the Nicholls bench, that was an emotional timeout for Richie Riley. He looked at every single player in that Colonel's huddle and challenged every one of them. He said, we need points, we need to rebound, we need you to be focused and concentrate on getting the job done. He's not happy right now.
Well, I can see why he's unhappy. His ball club has not worked hard for good shots. They've only scored 2 points in the last 7 minutes and 28 seconds. You've got to have body movement, ball movement, and you've got to do it quickly. All they're trying to do is drive to the basket, but there you saw the ball movement, the body movement, got the beautiful shot on the baseline. Patience does make a difference.
Rutledge's second three ends a drought of 13 straight misses by Nicholls. Down 12. Charles left open again. And Rutledge tips the rebound to himself.
You said a while ago, Stephen F. Austin just shooting 33% for the game. If they were playing against a team shooting just 25% for the game, it would be very, very close. But Lumberjacks need to improve their offensive efficiency also. Their defense has carried them so far.
Nicholls now 3 of 23. Augustin. Holyfield from the baseline.
Oh, beautiful right there. Teammates know where each other are. Great pass by Augustin after penetrating into the paint.
Roddy Peters with the basketball. 1 of 11 from the floor.
Now, Stephen F. Austin has great effort at every position. Not sure I can say that about the Colonel's effort here tonight.
Tough pass, but Peters will save. 10 to shoot. Rutledge. Another one.
Boy, 2 straight long shots. Rutledge that time just jumping quickly and getting a good release on the basketball. All of a sudden, got an 11-point ball game.
Rutledge had 11 threes in a win at McNeese February the 21st. 3 so far tonight, keeping his team hanging around. Holyfield to answer. Foul on the rebound.
Well, Stephen F. Austin has now taken 9 3-point attempts, only made 3 of them.
Roddy Peters has just picked up a second, and 2 free throws coming for SFA.
Roddy Peters, 6 of the 15 points for Nicholls here so far tonight with 6 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the first half.
Ty Charles has been battling injury his whole SFA career, but Kyle Keller still calls him the leader of this team for his toughness. His shoulder surgery last summer, just banged up most of his career. Senior from Kennedale, Texas.
Yeah, his freshman year, he was really one of the surprises in this league, but he's been battling those injuries ever since, and I'm not sure he's ever been totally healthy since his freshman year. Looks good here tonight.
10 points last night at the win over Central Arkansas, and already 10 points here tonight in the semifinals.
You know, he only had 7 starts coming into this tournament for the season. He seems to have adjusted well to however Coach Kyle Keller and his staff wants him. He's willing to do it.
Kevin Johnson passed it to 3, instead the drive.
What a quick move right there to the basket. SFA's substituted now, and they're not getting the same defensive rotations they did early. Ivan Canet coming back in, a big part of their defensive effort. Nicholls in a zone defense this time.
Bogues around the rim and out. Here comes Peters on the run. Rutledge looking for his 4th 3. Harris. That pass hit the back of Rutledge, and here comes Johnson. Peters, lob. Regis missed the slam, but will go to the line.
Well, great transition that time by Nicholls. It looks like since that last time out, their effort has increased since Coach Richie Riley had a chance to get on them. as he needed to. Running the floor much better and moving much more efficiently on the offensive end.
I'm going to talk about someone well-traveled. Daniel Regis at the line, junior from Grenada in the southeastern Caribbean. Played his JUCO ball at Gillette College in Gillette, Wyoming. Don't ask me where in Wyoming that is. But
all I know is a long way from Nicholls.
From Grenada to Gillette, Wyoming to Thibodaux, Louisiana. He's seen more culture than I have.
I was going to say, he's experienced a lot of the world.
0 of 2 from the stripe, 57% coming in. Nicholls 2 of 6 from the line. Harris.
Harris is normally a very good shooter, but he took that one a little bit too quick.
Holyfield the save to Como.
Harris with that last shot, he's a 43% three-point shooter. Has not had a real good tournament so far.
Second team all-conference Harris passes it off. Now Gilmore, 12
he's
to shoot.
the only underclassman on the first 2 all-conference teams.
And Harris travels.
You know, he did that twice last night. Shuffled that foot before he got that pivot foot moving.
Are you glass half empty or half full when it comes to Nicholls shooting as cold as you can and yet a chance to get it to within single figures?
Well, that says a lot about some other phases of their game. Now, their defense has been pretty darn good on Stephen F. Austin. SFA only has 28 points. They average 82 on the season. It's 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Johnson in traffic. Rutledge to cut it to 8. Fouled. Kennett picks up his 3rd.
Yeah, Kennett did get his hand. I was watching that. He came flying at him. He was really out of control. Well, they're going to have a chance now to make this an 8-point ball game.
Rutledge gets to the line about every other game. 22 of 31 on the year, 71%.
You know, we saw in our first ball game tonight, Sam Houston State get behind 26-10 early in the first half and came back and took the lead. Can Nicholls do the same?
2 more for the senior from Goshen, Mississippi. Southeastern over Sam Houston State earlier tonight, 89-79. Well, that game was much closer than even the score indicated. Back and forth in the second half. Some big threes late for the top seed Lions, and Marlon Veal, 29 points, tying the career high. Southeastern against the winner of this matchup tomorrow night for the championship, 8 o'clock.
Oh, that was a great game between 2 very good teams. Southeastern Louisiana was especially impressive in many phases of the game.
Nicholls within 8.
When you were 2 out of 21 at one time in this game and you're only down by 8, kind of proves miracles do happen.
Bogues crossover, tough shot.
Beautiful shot by Bogues. If he gets his confidence going, he is extremely explosive.
He's 3 points away from 500 on the season.
Highly recruited junior college player out of McLennan last
year. Blocking foul. Gustin got to the spot too late. Peters to the line. Timeout on the floor. 1-1 coming for Roddy Peters. Kyle Keller's squad in control for much of this one so far.
Hi, I'm Tillman Fertitta, and I own the Golden Nugget Casinos. We're redefining the online gaming experience with Golden Nugget Online Live Dealer. For the very first time in America, you can play online against real dealers, broadcasted live from our casino in Atlantic City. So what are you waiting for? Our live dealers are ready to play with you. It's the real deal.
Sign up now and we'll double your first deposit up to $1,000 at GoldenNuggetCasino.com.
The let's have one more.
2?
Make that 2 more plans.
Sweetie?
Let us help with your plan.
We can do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
We are rockets pointed up at the stars. We are billions of beautiful hearts.
We are inspired by women who have risen.
What about us? She got it!
With us, there are no limits. The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship.
The farthest reach of the course, but the enduring center of its drama, and the indelible swirl of its challenge. 3 holes, where moments are counted in more than strokes, and the memories surround us like the wind. 3 holes, where fortune turns and history lives. Amen Corner. And for all who enter, say a prayer at the Masters.
From down to the bayou, Thibodaux, Louisiana to Katy, Texas. Nicholls hoping to set up a championship date tomorrow night with Southeastern Louisiana. We'll recap the Lions' win over Sam Houston State earlier today. And then also on our halftime report, we'll support student athletes and highlights and stats from the first half.
You know, both these ball clubs, David, lost to Southeastern Louisiana in conference play. Nicholls lost to them twice. Stephen F. Austin lost to them the one time they played in Hammond.
Right, Lions unbeaten against these two teams in the regular season. Nicholls falling to SFA and the only regular season meeting in early January in Nacogdoches, Texas. Peters hits both. Deficit back down to 8 for the 2 seed.
Nicholls back in the zone defense, which seems to be paying dividends, slowing down the Stephen F. Austin offensive attack.
Colonels 5 of 26, but SFA 8 of 23 shooting. Eight to shoot. Hanging in the air. Bogues gets the roll.
Beautiful job of getting that ball at his full extension for the release by Shannon Bogues. All-conference player. Transfer this year.
Peters got away from Charles. They'll reset. 14 to shoot. Driving on Como. Holyfield is third block. Here comes Gilmore. Bogues to the line.
A good job by Bogues running the floor rapidly, drawing that foul on the Colonel defense. Lumberjacks back up by 10, have a chance obviously to move it back to a dozen.
After every Roddy Peters miss around the rim. Boy, SFA is just moving the ball down the floor.
Very quick. They're good in transition. Bogues now has a chance to join Ty Charles in double-figure scoring for the Lumberjacks.
And that's
not number 9.
Sorry, Jim. That's now 500 points on the season for the young man. You mentioned junior from Killeen, Texas. McLennan Community College transfer from Waco to Nacogdoches.
Very highly recruited. That was a big pickup by Kyle Keller in his first year on the campus at Stephen F. Austin.
And that's what he was known for as an assistant. 17 years at Texas A&M, Kansas, and Oklahoma State before making his way to East Texas to coach SFA.
Yeah, think about his mentors. Eddie Sutton at Oklahoma State, Bill Self at Kansas, Billy Kennedy at Texas A&M. Pretty good way to learn.
Rutledge. The tip out by Lions. Here come the Lumberjacks and Como. Here's Bogues. He scored the last 6 for SFA. Off the mark.
Yeah, line drive that one a little bit too much. Got to get some arch on the basketball.
Great anticipation. Bogues had it for a moment. Then it goes out of bounds. Still Nicholls ball.
That was a perfect example of what I'm talking about, him being such a great athlete. That was reaction, quickness, everything that makes an athlete great.
SFA is first in the nation in steals at 10.5 a game coming in.
Well, they gamble a lot, and that's one. But they are so good in their team defensive rotations.
Raji Lyons travel.
Good defense by Niman that time. Much shorter, but he kept the big guy under control. You want to get the big fella on the block, not up there near the free throw line. Got to get him the basketball where he can be effective.
It's the 5th Nicholls turnover. Colonels had it to within 8. SFA up 12 and with the basketball. Bogues. Rutledge comes away with it for the Colonels. Whistle away from the ball, and it'll be free throws for Nicholls. 2, in fact, as they're now in the double bonus.
Yeah, they're going to get that foul on John Como, the little stocky point guard. Transferred in from Lamar State College, a 2-year school in Port Arthur.
Raji Lyons was 6'8", 180 when he was first seen at a high school in Slidell, Louisiana. He's grown to 6'10", 230, and we're told he hasn't stopped growing since his arrival in Thibodeau.
He looks bigger than that, doesn't he?
Coming up at the half, a recap, Southeastern Louisiana and Sam Houston State and Robert Hill. 3 decades at Stephen F. Austin, former radio voice, now the athletic director. He's about to retire. He'll be with Randy McElvoy, plus first half highlights and stats.
Nice touch on the free throws by the big fella that time. Good follow through.
His first 2.
Still a 10-point ball game.
Nicholls still in that 2-3. 12 to shoot. Gilmore moves on Lyons. Holyfield runs over a defender. No whistle. Now 6 to shoot. Charles. Lyons altered the shot.
Well, that was good defense by Nicholls that time.
Stevie Replikowski, his first 3 off the mark. And again, SFA in transition off a miss.
Yeah, who is it leading the transition? Shannon Bogues up the floor faster than anybody in the black shirt could get there. Going back to the charity stripe. Has a chance to get point number 12 here if he can knock down both charity tosses.
Rutledge picks up his 2nd. Leading scorer for the Colonels today. I'll repeat again, but Kyle Keller told us about Shannon Bogues. Just give him a little space and let him go. And how they allow for those transition opportunities at every opportunity. Bogues at the line again.
How about those purple shoes and purple socks he's got on here tonight? Quite stylish.
Peters returns, 1:02 remaining. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock the tip. ESPN 2. Lowell Galindo and Lance Blank's the call. Southeastern Louisiana. And the winner of this contest for the berth in the NCAA tournament.
Bogues makes this one. He will tie Lafayette Rutledge for high score in the game. Doesn't do it.
Here's Peters, just 1 field goal in the first half. Southland Conference newcomer of the year. Driving on Holyfield to the rim, scores and 1.
How about that? Shifting the ball to his left hand at the very last instant to make the hoop possible. Great move by Roddy Peters. Take a look at this. Watch him shift it over to that left hand. Finished it in traffic on the foul. Very strong.
Holyfield's first. Nicholls is kind of like the South Louisiana mosquito that won't get out of the way because they're not going anywhere. Well, every time it looks like SFA's going to pull away.
Good point, David. The thing you got to remember, Peters is a 52% shooter for the year. You know he's going to come out in the second half and be much more efficient on the offensive end than he's been.
With 2 fouls, he comes out as the Colonels play defense. Replikowski, the senior, transfer from Tulsa, replaces him. Bogues. 2 more.
Wow, how about that athleticism, just jumping up and over the defense of the Nicholls Colonels.
13 first half points.
He's now the leading scorer in tonight's ball game. What a difference he's made.
6 seconds left for Kevin Johnson. Rutledge. In and out. Follow no good as well by Regis, and that'll do it for the game's first 20 minutes. Shannon Bogues scoring the last 9 points for the 3-seed Lumberjacks from Stephen F. Austin, and they'll go into the locker room with a 10-point lead over Nicholls. Randy McElvoy with Kyle Keller.
All right, thanks, guys. Here with Coach Keller. Thoughts on the first half? You jumped out to that big lead, and you're out rebounding these guys. Pretty good job in the first half.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job on the defensive boards. I thought our energy really lacked. We let them get off on some three-point shots we can't do, but I thought our energy was really good, and I thought we attacked them early, and then we just got, they're the league champs. I mean, they're not going to go away, that's for sure.
Ty Charles and Bogues, pretty good first half for those two.
Yeah, Charles got us off to a good start, and Bogues has so much energy. I mean, we just got to keep playing.
All right, good luck second half. David, back to you.
Thanks so much, Randy, and the head coach of the Lumberjacks, Kyle Keller. Kyle Keller's athletic director, Robert Hill, retiring. He'll join Randy McElvoy during halftime. Lumberjacks looking to go to the title game yet again.